And 5 seconds to go. Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Max Yang from Max and Feng Shui. And before I even get started, can we just do a sound check and see whether the sound is actually working for you, whether the sound is good for you? For the past few weeks, I've been talking something somewhat uh, issues or actually things which are pretty much relevant to the Chinese New Year, the coming Chinese New Year. And or in fact for 2021 because I use a mix of numerology as well as the Chinese metaphysics as well. Tonight we'll be doing a little bit interesting because last week when I was asking, hey, what sort of topic should we be talking about, and one of the participants actually recommended to do crystal. So yeah, tonight going to do something which is very close to my heart. We're going to talk about crystals and what sort of crystals to wear. All right, it's basically depending on um, certain date of birth of yours. All right, certain qualities about the day and the time that you're actually born. However, it does get a little bit complicated. And basically, we'll be talking about crystals, different kinds of crystals. I'll be showing you some pictures as well as there will be a certain complicated aspects, especially regarding the the season that you're actually born in. It gets a little bit more critical once you have um, bear some relevance to the season. Of course, I'm using season, which is much more applicable to practically everyone because if I don't do that, then it gets a little bit complicated because I need to delve into your 八字 chart itself to look at your elemental composition, 八字 elemental composition. We shall jump right in. Good evening, everyone. This is Max Liang from Max Liang Feng Shui. I'm actually the founder and the owner of Max Liang Feng Shui. And basically, I have been a feng shui master for the last decade. And the techniques I'm utilizing is basically numerology, parts, face reading, as well as aspects of feng shui techniques. Now, tonight we'll be talking about something which is very close to my heart because in practically every feng shui that I do, I'm actually using crystals, natural objects such as wood, seashell, or certain like bronze, metals, and stuff. So most of the stuff that I'm using is practically very natural. All right, crystals being one of them, which occurs naturally in the natural environment. Certain aspects and some of the stones that I use. So today I'll be practically talking about crystals and stones. All right. So my title is actually what crystals to wear this year, but it does actually encompass something else such as stones as well as seashells if you are interested in. What do you go after for 2021? Is it career, wealth, or health? What else do you do? Relationship, love? So whatever it is, please punch it on the comment section and let me know what you're actually going after for this 2021. All right, and practically everybody has a certain expectation and I guess yearly resolution. All right. Now, okay, talking about yearly resolution, I've come across quite a number, and practically people has been saying yearly resolution is meant to be made and broken. All right. But to me, I guess what's actually important is the resolution serve as a guide for us to go towards the particular direction, towards that particular goal and achieve it if um, we put our mind to it. Okay, Florence actually replied health and business, and Jennifer is family, wealth, and career. Oh, Yeah, it's pretty greedy. You're looking at three items at one shot, so not very easy to do. Emma, again, everything: career, love, wealth, health, happiness. Jennifer and health, of course. Okay, who else? So practically everybody is quite greedy. Yeah. How should we address that? Practically, there are multiple ways. Of course, when we are using feng shui and we are using um, maybe in the terms of metaphysics, all right, it is something which you definitely need to focus your energy into it in order for it to work. For those who actually wanted almost everything, right, practically is a little bit difficult if you're using feng shui to achieve it. Why I say that? Because first thing is, for even the crystals to work, you need to put a certain kind of intention into the crystals, certain thought, certain feeling to the crystals itself for it to work. And uh, once you have so many things, intentions all dumped into the crystals and stones, practically you get a jumble of results which might not be effective. For all of you who is actually watching me right now, if you can, please help me to share. All right, share and like this Facebook Live. All right, and get it out to as many people as possible, and hopefully help people to know about what we can do regarding crystals and stones. And Wendy is asking a question: does it mean it's better to have just one? Exactly, it's better to have one. All right. Um, there is actually another way which I can actually teach you, but technically that is more of a production cycle. And what you're actually getting is that the production cycle very much depending on the thought that was being thrown into the crystals or stones. So it actually reverberates more, but you need to be much, much more focused if you're keen to know. Normally, we would want to have one intention placed into a particular crystal. And most of the time, I would actually encourage users to wear the crystals in the purest form, meaning there's only one kind of stone there. All right, we do not want to have that many. But of course, the reason behind it is that if you have too many of them and if the elements actually clashes, it is actually counterproductive. It doesn't actually enhance unless you know what you can do to enhance the whole cycle or enhance the crystals, the effect of the crystals. The first thing to look at 2021 is this. 2021 is going to be Xing Chou, which is going to be a golden ox or golden bull. All right. Now, golden ox basically is talking about a metal element coupled with a earth element. The production is generally a lot of metal. Okay. Now, for this particular year, right? For those people with 八字 chart, which is short of metal, all right, or short of earth, for that matter, 2021 will be pretty okay for them. All right. So, but then when we come to the composition, the elemental composition based on 八字 is a little bit complex. So I would not be touching much on this. All right. For those who want to know based on your elemental composition, please come to me personally. All right, because it takes you have to be very clear about how it works before you can actually create the right effects. Okay, so I have Wendy is asking, what about those crystal bracelet that is suitable for your zodiac, like multiple crystals chained together? Practically, I don't. The whole idea is that for the uh, crystals bracelet that is suitable for this year's zodiac out there, I've actually seen quite a lot, and most of them are not really effective because a lot of the energy is actually clashing. So like I say, normally I would encourage a certain kind of crystals, and you wear different bracelet at different times, or even different bracelet at different days. For example, today you're going out to, close a deal, do a business. You wear something which supports you in your business, right? If, for example, today you're going out for a date, going out to meet new people, going out for, you know, um, talk, you can actually wear something that enhances your love, romance, and network, right? And if, for example, I think you get the whole idea about it. It is what you're going to do for that day. You wear something which is supporting for that particular intention and for that particular activity, rather than wearing one that is combined with so many things and then trying to make them work together, where in most cases the elements actually clash. Now, why does the element clash? Later on, I will be getting into the topic about why the element is actually clashing. A bit complicated, but I guess it would be pretty useful to actually understand it a little bit. So let me go straight into the topic itself. Okay, I would want you to have a look at this. The words are pretty small. The words are pretty small, and I've got to apologize for it because basically this is actually a Word document, and I did not actually prepare a PowerPoint. All right, and this is actually one part of my teaching curriculum. All right, so what is actually written inside there is pretty complicated to start off with, because why? I'm talking about the season. Now, in a year, there's actually 4 seasons. Okay, 4 different seasons. First one is spring. The next one, summer, followed by autumn, and then winter. All right. Now, for spring, we refer it to wood element. For summer, it is the fire element. For autumn is metal, and for winter is actually water. All right. And for those of you who knows about all the 5 elements in terms of the Chinese metaphysics, you will realize that the earth element is actually not present. Okay. But then it's not a real fact that it's not present. It's just that it is present within the seasons itself. And it's usually at the very last month of that particular season, meaning spring will be the last month of spring. Spring will be from February onwards, February, March, April. So April, that portion from probably um, 5th of April all the way until 20 something of April, that is a period whereby it's actually earth element. But not to worry about it. When you are looking at the season just based on the month itself. Later on, I'll give you the chart to look at what month you're born, which day you're born, and the corresponding season that you're actually in. All right, so we are using season to decipher what sort of stones or crystals that supports you, that give rise to you, that helps you. Okay, based on the seasons itself, then we are going to look at particular aspects of the Chinese metaphysics, which basically breaks down the 4 seasons into the 24 um, solar terms, or the 24 mountains, or in feng shui terms, 24 mountains, 24 season, 24 period. Okay, so within spring, there are 6 periods. Summer, same, 6. Autumn, 6. And winter, 6. Okay, so let's go and take a look at this. All right, so for spring itself, it's actually broken up into the few aspects, or few segments. All right, starting with 立春、雨水、惊蛰、春分、清明、谷雨. Basically, it talks about the start of spring, which starts on 3rd to 5th of February. Rains, which starts from 18th, which is actually the crossover time. All right, the date, the changeover period is actually a crossover date. All right, and usually it happens. This is solar calendar. And the range is actually from 18th to 20th of February. The insects awakening is 5th to 7th of March. Spring equinox is actually 20th to 22nd of March. Clear and bright. Qingming is actually, Chinese actually go to the tomb and pray to ancestors. All right, that is the Qingming period. Usually 4th to 6th of April. 谷雨 basically from 19th to 21st of April. All right. So this segment belongs to the spring period. And for this segment, it is all wood. All right. You just have to understand that all this period is all wood. So just now I have been talking about summer, and the summer actually begins from 5th to 7th of May, and it starts with 立夏, summer begins, 小满, grain buds, 芒种, grain in year, 夏至, summer solstice, 小暑, slight heat, and 大暑, which is major heat. All right, so for 立夏, the summer begins from 5th of May, and 小满, grain buds, 22nd May, grain in year 5th to 7th of June, summer solstice 21st to 22nd of June, slight heat 6th to 8th of July, great heat 22nd to 24th of July. All right, that is all summer. Next, we go to autumn. Autumn is actually 秋季 with 立春, 立秋, starting from the 7th to 9th of August. So autumn starts with 立秋, then it goes on to 处暑, 白露, 秋分, 寒露, and 霜降. All right. Now it starts with autumn begins 7th to 9th of August. That's the start of autumn. Then it goes to 处暑, end of heat, which is 22nd to 24th of August. All right. White dews from 7th to 9th of September. Autumn equinox is 22nd to 24th September. Cold dews 7th to 9th of October, and frost falls 23rd to 24th October. Okay. Finally, we hit winter. Winter basically begins in 立冬, which is 7th to 8th of November. 小雪 22nd to 23rd of November. Heavy snow 6th to 8th of December. Winter solstice 21st to 23rd December. 小寒, slight cold 5th to 7th January, as well as 大寒, great cold, which is 20th to 21st of January. Now you do realize that the spring actually started in February. All right, and the cycle starts from February. It starts from Tiger and it goes all the way to Ox. Okay, so that is the whole cycle based on the um, day and month, as well as the Chinese zodiac as well. All right, for those, don't worry about what is actually written. It's a little bit complicated. It can be seen almost everywhere. And if you want to, at the end of the whole topic itself, I'll just post it up for everyone to know. All right, what's more important is for everyone to actually find out which season you belong to. Find out which season you basically belong to. Okay. So once you get the season that you belong to, practically you just, punch it in, and then I'll let you see what is actually the thing which works for you. All right, the crystal that works for you. Wendy, don't know which is yours. All right, you look at your date. So for those of you, look at the date. Okay. All right, and it starts from spring all the way to summer. So the first thing is to identify which month you are actually born in. Okay, for the moment, you just have to know the which one you whether you fall into the fall season, which season you fall into. All right, like I say, it if you really want to identify which is the crystal that works for you, it gets pretty complicated because you have to identify what is your elemental composition. Elemental composition will get into a pretty complex kind of situation. So today I'm just going to use the season. All right, please remember today I'm just going to use season. Maya says that hers is summer. Yeah, good. And McKing says elemental composition is a must see parts. Yep, you have to see the parts itself. What does the whole constituent is? Okay, I do hope that all of you can actually follow and you get which season you belong to. The next part is I'm just going to run through. You do have to realize that I'm actually short of the earth element, okay? So for this particular category, um, earth element is not in play, all right? Now, why am I showing you all this lot of information, okay? Now, the whole idea is this. If you are born after Qingming and before Li Xia, you will be in the spring, which is wood, earth. Uh, Complicated, yeah, but that's the way it is. If you're born from Xiao Shu all the way to Li Qiu, that is the period whereby you are fire earth. If you're born from cold dews to Li Dong winter begins, you are autumn earth or metal earth. And if you're born from slight cold to Xiao Han to Li Chun, you are basically water earth or wet earth. So that is the complexity when it comes to that. And if you happen to know that you fall into this period, all right, which is the so-called crossover period, interim period, all right, there is an added information, which is anything that is supporting Earth also supports you. I repeat, if you find that you are actually at this crossover month, um, you do have a certain earth element into your chart. So basically, that gives you a certain amount of earth element quality, and whatever supports earth is actually suitable for you. So Mackie is saying, okay, so it's the last two bits that is earth added. Yep, correct. Emma Gun is 5 May got crossover. 5 May is the start of summer. There is no crossover. It's pure fire. Once you have the crossover, it's pure fire. So for those born in spring, you belong to wood element. Those born in summer, you belong to fire element. Those born in autumn, you belong to metal element. Those born in winter, you belong to water element. Spring, wood; summer, fire; autumn, metal; and winter is water. So now these are the things you need to understand first. The next thing is to understand what supports what supports your element, which element supports your element. Okay, which element supports your own element. If you are fire, then what element supports fire? Okay, now take spring for example. Spring is wood. Now, what gives rise to wood? It is actually water. All right. Okay. So water grows wood and water supports wood. Okay. If you're born in summer, what supports summer fire element? Wood. All right. So wood will support fire element. If you're born in autumn, what supports metal? Okay. If you're born in autumn, metal element, you got to look for the element that supports you. So earth will support metal. Then water. What supports water? Metal supports water. So let me just repeat. Water supports wood. Water supports spring. Okay. Those born in spring have to look for crystals that is of water element. You remember for yourself, those born in spring will have to look for crystals or stones belonging to water element. Those born in summer will have to look for, because summer is a fire element, you have to look for crystals or stones that belong to wood element. Those born in autumn, you belong to the metal element. So you have to look for crystals or stones that belongs to earth element. And finally, those born in winter, which is water element, you need to look for crystals or stones that belong to metal element. Okay? Just remember for your own element. That's all. Okay, simple. So Madeline is asking, Master Max, brown color. Brown color is earth. Yes. So to support metal, you need brown color. Those born in spring, look for crystals with water element. Yeah, correct. Okay, I hope everybody get it. I repeat, if you're born in spring, look for water element, crystals or stones. If you're born in summer, look for wood element, crystals or stone. If you're born in autumn, look for earth element, crystals or stone. And if you're born in winter, look for metal element, crystals or stone. Okay, just want to clarify this part. And once we clarify this, very good. We go to the next step. Okay, what is the next step? Which stone belongs to which element? Lee McKing, what about autumn earth? Maya says, got it. Okay, I need to answer Lee McKing that autumn earth. And Florence, do we need to take in time of birth? No, we do not take in the time of birth, just the season. All right, McKing, for simplification, right, if it's autumn, you just take it as autumn. So if you want to, for those of you who wanted more information, what about autumn earth? What about spring earth? What about all the rest of the earth? Okay, now for those cases, you can actually look for an element that supports earth, that give rise to earth. Now, as a matter of fact, um, you have wood for those who are born in spring, and then it just happened that you're the last month of spring. All right. So basically, you have wood and earth element, and during this period, you need to look for an element that is growing earth and supporting no supporting earth and growing wood at the same time. Okay, pretty hard to explain without showing you a proper chart. All right, I will try my best. Okay, so to answer to McKing, autumn earth, metal earth is already growing a lot of earth. So for your mom, is actually you can look for something which support earth or it supports metal. So both works. The element that supports earth is actually fire. So if you were to use a fire element, it can still work. All right, and it works very well in this particular case to produce wealth. All right, that's the interesting part. So if your mom were to use something, crystals or bracelet that is fire element, okay, it will help to produce more wealth, and it has to be one on the left hand. Okay, goodness, yeah. And Madeline says, Roger, got it. Macking says, okay, understand. Easiest is to make a permanent for with you. Yeah. Easiest is to make a permanent with me. But I'm trying my best to actually answer to everybody's queries. Okay. Now we have gotten the elements already, right? You have gotten your season. You know what is your element you're belonging to. Then you need to look for the kind of element that actually helps you or supports you. Okay. So those are the things that is actually suitable for you. Macking says like that. I think my mom cannot wear jade, right? Um, really depends because she is actually of metal element, and by wearing jade, it she can actually help with certain aspects of the metal element because if based on the parts chart and the parts chart is overloaded with metal, too much metal in the chart usually harms health. So by wearing jade, it actually supports health and then solve partly, so to a certain extent, help to solve part of the health issue. So I do hope to be able to answer that. All right. So Madeline is asking, Master Max, does my amethyst rings well for me? LOL, can wear on my neck an amethyst cave at home. Technically for you, amethyst should work for you, Madeline. It should work for you. So, Angie has lava bracelet is considered earth or fire. Lava bracelet is both earth and fire. All the stones and crystals will have a certain earth element to them. That's for fact. But if you were to use a kind of based on color, it will give you a element. And on top of that, lava bracelet, if it's black in color, there's actually a black lava stone, which is also considering a water element as well. So water element, it becomes very, it is fire infused water. So if you add fire to water, what happens? It becomes steam. Steam is a light water. Light water is a yang shui, yang water. So complicates, but then there's we need to we once we go into all the details, we will get a lot of more information. Okay, so Lee Macking says I must cover myself with jade also. Actually, Macking your uh, because you have so much metal in you, right? Um, it is suitable, but then of course sometimes it might be useful to use water element. So again, that has to be looked into detail. And Emma says, do we take into account of our parts? To answer that, yes, it is best to take into account your parts, but then if you don't know your parts, by knowing your season, it works most of the time. All right. Practically, the whole idea is that if we were to follow exactly based on parts, then we are always limited. So based on the season itself, at least we know that there is a certain play because the energy from crystals is not that all encompassing. It doesn't affect your life like 100%. Okay, it just affects a certain aspects of your life. So based on the season, it's actually good enough. Okay. Um. Wow. Questions coming in fast. Angie is asking metal. Got what crystal? later I'll go into what sort of crystal belongs to metal element. All right. Wendy is asking, will we be giving examples of the crystals of different elements? Yes, I will give that. Lee McKing, Madeline is saying, replying to McKing, me too, no time to buy more. Okay. Lu Feng is watching. Hi, Lu Feng. And McKing is saying, interesting, because I'm metallic, I produce water extract a lot. Yeah, exactly. And Emma is saying, my parts and season not the same element, so which one should I use? Like I say, for today, please just focus on the season itself. Okay. Why? Because the season itself already tells you regarding Yueling. It talks about the month itself. So it basically already answer to a certain quantitatively to a certain degree already. Lots of comments all of a sudden. All right, so the next one, I'm going basically just going to tell you what element belongs, which crystal belong to which element. All right. Now, when we are deciphering the element of the crystals or stone, we basically using the color. The color of the crystals or stones will determine the intrinsic element of that particular crystal or stone. Okay, so I will start with metal element. All right, stones or crystals that belong to metal element is white in color, silver in color, gold in color. Okay, can I repeat that again? For crystals or stones that belong to metal element is white, silver, gold, gray. Okay, for crystals or stone that belongs to the water element is black or dark blue. For crystals or stones that belong to wood element is only green. Only green, different shades of green. Okay. For elements, the elements for crystals and stones that belong to fire element is red, orange, pink, purple, violet. Okay. For the earth element stones or crystals, they belong to brown, yellow, beige. Okay. So there we have it. All the 5 different elements of crystals or stones. Okay, so Angie, thanks Angie for helping me. White, silver, gray, gold is metal element. White, silver, gray, metal element. Dark blue, water, green, wood, water element. Yep. Wendy Moss agate, pink amethyst. So Angie also help me with the red, orange, pink, purple, violet is of fire. Yep. Okay, and brown, yellow, beige, earth. Spring is wood element. Spring is wood element. Yes, spring is wood element. So the one that supports wood element is water element stones or crystals. That is black or dark blue color. Spring is wood element. So the stone or crystal that support wood element is dark blue or black color. Got it? Got it? Okay. Show you pictures already. Now, this one is actually a violet color. It's actually amethyst. It's actually quartz with inclusions of with some chromium inside that gives you that particular violet color. Okay, so this is amethyst. So amethyst will belong to fire element. I'm going to show you pictures, okay, so that you can identify and understand based on the pictures itself. Okay. This one, aquamarine. You see that blue color? All right, this is water element. This one, aventurine, green, wood element. By the way, green jade is also wood element. Green jade is also wood element. This one is citrine. Citrine is earth element. Citrine, earth element. Haha, this will be the interesting one. This is white quartz. White quartz. Anybody knows what element is this? White quartz will contain more metal element than it contains water and metal, but the metal element quality is much higher. Okay, for those who actually requires water, do not use white quartz. You can use clear quartz, but don't use white quartz. White quartz is more metal than water. The clear quartz will be water. White quartz will be metal. Complicated. Huh? Diamond. Diamond is also a form of crystal. And diamond is water element. That's why so much love, ma. Water, water, water. Okay. So McKay is commenting, oh, there's a difference between white quartz and clear quartz. Yes, there is a difference. White quartz is more metal, clear quartz is more water. Diamond is typical water element, clear. Dark blue fluoride is also water element, but be careful, there is actually a green fluoride, which is very dark green color and is actually wood element. It is so dark in a dark green that it looks somewhat like a water element, but it's actually wood element. Okay, this one is fluoride, green fluoride. Green fluoride, wood element. This one, jade. Jade is definitely wood element. This is obsidian. Okay, and obsidian is water element. Now, there's actually something to note. Obsidian is not really a crystal; it's actually a super cooled glass, actually. But then, technically, it is able to maintain vibration, so it is still okay. Now, one thing about the black color is for any crystals that is black in color, please do not use in combination. Black has to remain all black. No combination. You wear black color, it has to be all black. Don't mix black color with green, black color with yellow or anything else. Black color, only black. Why? Because for obsidian, for onyx, they do have a purifying or dispelling all the negative energies. All right. So it is counterproductive to the rest of the crystals or stones. Okay. So just take note for all the black stones or crystals, do not use them in conjunction with other crystals. Only use all by themselves. Nowadays, a lot of people is very into this one. It's called a wealth bracelet, and there's actually a PCO inside there as well. Okay, and the thing about this is that wearing such a wealth bracelet with certain mantras inside there, and then you have a PCO, and the PCO is actually chained in that circle. I don't know what's the purpose of it because for PCO to be in such a configuration is basically not doing anything. It's just running around in circles. It's not doing anything. It cannot do anything, in fact. Why? Because PCO has to be free running. It has to go out to grab the wealth and bring it back to you. All right. So this one basically I don't really know how it's going to function. Energetically, it doesn't actually work the way it's supposed to work, and most of the time it's not consecrated and it doesn't have the right energy to go along with it. But the black stones basically has a well, it does attract wealth to a certain extent because it's water element, and on top of that, the black color actually helps to dispel certain amount of negative energy. Okay, so McKinney is asking, are those symbols on the beads the mantra? Yes, those are the mantras, all those symbols. It's actually in the, I think it's in the Tibetan language. So Madeline is asking, is this black obsidian? Yes, usually they'll use obsidian for this purpose because to attract wealth. This one is actually clear. I'm trying to show the amount of clear quartz up here, which has more water element. Ruby. Ruby is a precious stone and it's actually fire element. Another ruby, this is like a very bright red color, fire element. This is a sapphire, blue color sapphire, water element. Okay, sometimes you may get things like this. This is actually amber. Amber, although it is yellow, amber, although it's yellow, the yellow color has a certain earth element to it, but because it is amber, it is a kind of resin from plants. It is also wood element, so it's a combination elements, earth, wood. So Emma is asking, do we need to wear them or we can put it at home? Normally we'll need to wear them. All right, be with you all the time. Next, this one is agate, white agate. This is metal element. This is also white agate. Again, it's metal element. Now, in the market right now, there's actually a lot of tourmalines. Tourmalines will have different kinds of color. They have red, green, blue, yellow, black, um, various colors. So the tourmalines will basically have different energies to them and different elements to them as well. So those are the so-called new stuff that you can actually look at. But of course, depending on what is actually suitable for you. Okay, so people, just now I was asking you what you are looking out for, right? Correct? And the first thing is that some of you say is wealth, some of you say is health, some of you say is relationship. Okay? And then now I have actually introduced what sort of stones or crystals, in order to support you based on the element itself. How do you use the stones or crystals to attract wealth? First one. How do you use the stone or crystals to attract relationship, love, romance? How do you use the crystals to attract health into your life? So Macking is asking, will you be describing what crystals to wear for what purpose? Example as to an autumn what to wear for wealth or health or study. No, the whole idea is this. Wear the crystals that supports you. All right. And based on the crystals, you throw in the intention into the crystals itself. I belong to the metal element. I needed earth element crystals, which is brown color or beige color or yellow color. All right. So I may get myself a bronzite. Okay. Now, because I wanted wealth. So I put an intention. I wear this bracelet to attract wealth into my life. You get that? Okay. Then you put that bracelet and wear it on my left hand. So some of you might be very confused. Any difference wearing left hand or right hand? Any difference at all? There is actually a difference. For left hand, it is to attract it into you to receive. And for right is to give out, is to throw out. So there's actually a difference. Okay. So like I say, the example I give, I am metal. I will use a brown crystal like bronzite. And I want to attract wealth, I wear it on my left hand. And I attract wealth by taking in. The intention is pretty important. And that's why at the very beginning I was saying it is very difficult to actually have multiple um, things that you want to attract. Okay? Very difficult. All right? So you would actually want to attract one thing, you would use one intention. And you use it for that particular bracelet or that particular ornament or that particular pendant, whatever, but it's only one. Okay. If you want to attract health, you use another bracelet. If you want to romance, another bracelet. So at least you have a few to use it interchangeably and you wear it all the time. And you have to know that the type of intention that you throw into the bracelet or the crystals or the pendants is consistent. That means when you're wearing it, that is the intention that you put into it. Okay, so I cannot emphasize enough. All right, you need to have a few in order for you to work with it. So Alice is asking, and Wendy is asking also. So can wear maximum 3 bracelet on each side, correct? Actually, no. We try to wear only one. All right, we don't usually like to wear, from my perspective. Uh, the whole idea is this: I am feeling the energy. I'm actually sensing all the energy that's given out by all these bracelet. All right. Now, some of those people who's actually wearing a lot of it on the hand, and especially those wearing multiple colors inside there, belonging to different elements, what I get is really a mess. They actually wanted to attract wealth, but in fact, they're actually attracting a lot of rubbish into their life. Rubbish in terms of energy, because we're only talking about energy terms, all right? Now, if the energy that they attract is basically messed up, they wouldn't be able to see the kind of objective that they want to achieve. All right. But if their luck cycle is very good, then probably you'll see some good things happening. But otherwise, whatever they're wearing is not going to help if you wear too much. Okay. And Alice is saying, Master Max, I see one of my friend who bought a number of those crystal bracelet, then she wears on both hands. Practically, it's not okay. In my perspective, it's not okay at all. Okay. And McKin is asking, Autumn can wear a fire element bracelet for study, then left or right? Yes, you can, but you have to come to me in order to find out whether it's actually suitable or not to wear on the left or right. Because in order to go into it, it gets pretty complicated. And we can actually decipher what crystals to support what particular part of your life. For example, romance, you can actually use um, this the rose quartz. All right, you can actually use rose quartz. But remember, if you don't, if you're not suitable to use a fire element, then what? You are not going to attract romance into your life. You're not going to attract love into your life. it gets a little bit difficult. All right. And in those cases, the rose quartz can only go into feng shui sectors. That is the only way. You cannot wear it on your body if it's not suitable for you. All right. So please bear in mind, we only go for crystals that is suitable for you personally, and not, you know, uh, believing that, oh, rose quartz attract romance, attracts love. Therefore, I wear rose quartz. Sometimes it's not suitable for you, and it's very easy just based on your season. You can tell. Okay. So Johnson is asking, I always wear rings. Which element suits me best? So which season are you born, Johnson? You've got to give me which season you're actually born in before you can know what sort of crystal or stone that is suitable. Okay, so maybe you can actually update me what sort of season, which season you belong to, and therefore which element you are belonging to. Okay, Emma is asking, how can I tell which element I'm not suitable for? Like I say, it's complicated because that one we need to look into the parts. Okay, and that's why tonight I'm only talking about which element is actually suitable for you rather than which element you're not suitable for. I can base on the month and tell you that, but sometimes it is not really that straightforward. I can use the month. For example, if let's say you are born in the summer month, what you're not suitable to use is actually water. Okay, so but then of course there will always be cases whereby in your Barter chart, you do not have sufficient water, and therefore you need water. So it gets a little bit off in that sense. All right. When you go a little bit too much, it's still okay. All right. But when you know, when it runs counterproductive, then it's not too good. All right. So Kidia is asking, so I wear B. Not sure what is B. Okay. All right. So for those who seriously wanted to look into what crystals is really good for them, how to attract wealth just based on the crystals itself. Dai is one crystal that goes for wealth, one crystal that goes for romance, one crystals without you putting too much intention into the crystals. You do have to look into your Bazi element. Without looking into your Bazi element, it's very, very difficult to tell. So I would advise you do, if you need to, then the easiest way is to come and look for me to find out. All right. Because over on Facebook Live, I would not be able to give you exactly what you need. Firstly, it takes so much time. Secondly, it's complicated because everybody will know your time and date of birth. Okay. All right. So, may I have a show of hands? Or, well, if you understand what I'm actually talking about tonight, please give me a thumbs up. All right, please show me a thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. And if you're totally confused, all right, totally knocked out, please also give me uh, maybe you give me a number too. Johnson, NG, good. All thumbs up. Making, yeah, thumbs up. Great. So all of you understand what I'm talking about. Cool. Thank you so much. Thanks for following. All right. So at this point of time, any questions? Anybody? Do you have any question? Now, for those of you who is actually watching me, I do hope that you can actually help me out and share, like my Facebook Live, as well as share it, and to actually get it out to more people and let more people know. I got a two. Madeline is a two. Alice is also a two, but I will know what to do. Okay, cool. If you don't know, then come back to me, okay, Alice? Florence, yeah, Florence is a thumbs up. Okay, so for those of you who is actually watching me today, please help me to share and like. Okay, I do need your help with all the shares and like. Hope that whatever I'm sharing actually helps with the coming year and in terms of attracting the whatever that you need, be it love, career, wealth, or health. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. I'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.